Boxing King Media in association with Boxer Eddie Hearn. Let you sip on that water first. Eddie, first question I've got for you is, back in Saudi after the AJ Usyk 2 press conference, I noticed that you had tears in your eyes as well as AJ. That's something different that I've never really seen much from you before. I think Tony Bellew, when you won, also tears in your eye that day as well. What's different about your relationship with AJ that makes you feel that emotional?
Because I feel that he was unhappy, and I feel like he's been through a lot in his life that people don't realise. I think there's a real stigma that if you're successful and if you've made money and if you've achieved a lot, world championship belts or whatever, that you're just automatically happy. And I felt sad because I felt like I saw a guy that wasn't happy and saw a guy that is dedicated and devoted a huge part of his life. And the sacrifices that he's made away from normality have been really difficult for him because he's just a normal guy. He wasn't like he grew up, he wasn't like a member of the royal family where his whole life, this is how your life's lived. He was a normal kid, got into a bit of trouble, found boxing, won the Olympic gold, turned pro, won the world heavyweight title, just become one of the biggest stars in the country. I don't think that was the life that he set out for, and I feel like he's been living in a bubble for years and years, and that was an explosion of the bubble. And what else made me sad is I've never seen him like that before. He's a brave-faced guy. When he lost to Rees, I went round his apartment in New York next day. I was like, how you feeling? He's like, great. It's boxing. I'm thinking. But to see him crack, I thought it must be really bad because the last thing he'd want to do is show emotion like that to people. He's a brave-faced guy.
Because everyone picked up on AJ's tears, but I did pick up on yours, but I never had the chance to ask you about it. The other thing I want to speak to you about is I think you said yesterday that Franklin's got a six-pack. I've just come across this picture.
In certain lights, that's a six-pack. Do you know what's mad, right? Who is it? There's loads of people in the industry who have become trolls. Who's one of them? Richard Poxon, right?
That's actually when I've seen it.
He's like the biggest troll out there now. He's like tweets about Conor Benn about 8 times a day. I don't even follow him, but I think I might do, but it keeps coming up on my thing. And I saw the one this morning. I'm not being funny, but we were told a couple of days ago that Eddie Hearn said that he's got a six-pack. Look at this. This is not a six-pack. So, all right, mate, calm down. Jesus Christ. I will post a picture where it looks like he's got a six-pack. That's a six-pack to me. You see mine? It's much better than mine. He's lost 24 pounds. He's in a lot better shape. Sorry, I exaggerated.
Fair point. Carl Froch did an interview the other day on his own channel, I must say. Froch on Fighting, he suggested that since the Ruiz fight, the first one, AJ's lost a part of his soul and he's always fought nervous since then. What do you say to that?
I just think that he's become aware of what it takes to be a rounded heavyweight. And I think that you can't expect that when you get stopped or when you're in a grueling fight that it doesn't change your mentality of what it takes to win fights. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like after the Klitschko fight, I think AJ probably looked at himself and went, do you know what? If I have another 4 or 5 fights like that, my career will be over. So I need to improve my defence. I probably need to stop being a little bit reckless. And I think that's what happened. I don't think the Ruiz stoppage, I'm saying it wasn't a freak stoppage, but it was quite a freak situation all round. And I just feel like he's a more rounded heavyweight now. I don't think he's going to come out and just step in front of Franklin and with his chin in the air and just he's going to box smart. He's going to defend himself. So I just think he's become more experienced. Carl Froch boxed one way his whole career, and that's what worked for him. He's an incredibly tough man. But AJ's kind of been evolving throughout his career, and he was so inexperienced and naive as a fighter that all of a sudden he got hurt in a fight, and I think he just thought, I need to improve, and that's what he did.
Good stuff. And just moving on, Conor Benn's situation, could you be putting yourself in a position where your licence as a promoter could be affected if you stage that fight in Abu Dhabi? Is there any issues with regards to that?
I don't know, maybe I won't promote the fight. The whole thing's a mess. The board are now contacting commissions around the world to try and stop Conor Benn from fighting. He doesn't even have a British Boxing Board of Control licence. It's a really wild situation. I've never seen the board behave like this before. And, there's reasons for it, and I'm sure that'll come out, but it's frightening, really. And I want to get them two together, but I've never seen that. Conor Benn's obviously fuming because he knows the board are trying to stop him from fighting internationally in jurisdictions and under commissions that are happy for him to fight. And Robert Smith and the board are acting. I mean, I want to bring everybody together. Right now, do you honestly believe that Conor Benn will get a fair hearing with the board? They've made their mind up. And the way they're acting is, so something to explore.
Last thing, there's a lot of people around the world celebrating Ramadan. Any message for them that'll be watching the fight on Saturday?
Yeah, you know what? I think that you become a little bit more religious as you get older, and I feel like I want to learn more about certain religions, and I feel like the discipline of Islam through Ramadan, and forgive me if I use terminology that doesn't make sense because I'm not that educated on it, but I like the discipline of that and the respect of that. I feel like in life there's not enough respect of things, and I think to respect a faith is something that is a good quality, regardless of which faith that is. And when Ramadan occurs, you see the severity of that, and the importance of it is a better word, And I like that. I respect that and I admire it. It's not something that, it's never in question if that's going to be broken. Do you know what I'm saying? So, for a normal person, they might say, "Yeah, I'm in Ramadan, but I'll just break that there." And I'm sure that does happen. But generally, what I see is the people that I know would not do that. Do you know what I mean? And again, where I respect it in boxing is, I've had it before with Amir Khan or conversations where people say can't fight there, it's Ramadan. I'm like, guys, seeing how much money's on the table? Absolutely not. And I respect that.
Eddie, I appreciate your time. Thank you.